Welcome not only to ELLAMAS Day 30, this is also the last You Don't Need That Shit of 2024, of course, because I will definitely continue this series in 2025, but you know, sometimes I do like it a bit dramatic, but it is what it is. This is the second to last day of ELLAMAS. That means 31 videos in the month of December, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted a bit. So today is the first day that I'm back into filming. I took some days off during the Christmas days and I really enjoyed it. This look here that you see, that is clearly me. This will be seen in January. It is part of the Cleona Chronicles, so I started filming that again. I have a hair on my chin. What the fuck? It feels so weird. I have a lot of content already planned for January, and just so you know, the January will be definitely not like everyday video, but it also won't be 5 days or 5 videos a week. I just realized in November, especially, that I can't keep up with that pace, so I in 2025 want to slow down a bit more but keep the quality up. So there will be weeks where you get 4 videos, 5 videos, but there will also be weeks where it's only 3. My personal goal is to not fall below 3 videos, so I think that is definitely doable, but I cannot promise you 5 videos a week like it used to be. I'm just a human, and I started to value free time very, very much. Keep in mind, I have a full-time job, I do this, and I have still university stuff to do. So I know you are very understanding. But today is a You Don't Need That Shit. This is going to be a very serious You Don't Need That Shit. So I think let's start with the more funsy ones in the beginning, and then we end on a more serious note. So we're starting with this new release from Natasha Denona, and I'm really, really torn because on one hand, I think this is genius. On the other hand, I think this is too late. So I do want to say that I do think that this 5-pan neutral palette is a really good move of her. I think this is something, if you are maybe someone who is really into single eyeshadows and you have maybe even a big collection of shimmer eyeshadows, because let's be honest, a lot of brands that are focusing on that single eyeshadow market, they do have more shimmers and metallics and chrome shades than they have anything else. So I think this could be a nice targeted market for this quint of Natasha Denona. But I also think that this is too late for what it is. I think she should have came out with this maybe 2 years ago. This would have been a banger. I do think all the looks that Natasha Denona created with this quint are really, really nice. I think it might has a great quality, since Natasha Denona eyeshadows are in general in a good quality if they're not the cream to powder formulations. So I do see the value of this, yes, but I don't see the necessity of this. And I personally think that if this quint is going to be a good selling item, that we sooner or later will get a 15-pan all matte eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona. And of course, I also ask you in the Instagram stories what you think about this. So let me read your answers to you. So we have boring, but I guess potentially a useful mixer. Then some bored emojis. Looks like too late. Don't we have all the shades? Yes, fully agree. Then, okay, when you have no ideas, but you have to reach an income goal. Oh, selling goal, that's nice. Why? Just why, that's all. Then she really brings boring to the next level. Plus, and that is very important, also congrats to ND for finally announcing a product through her official channels first. Yes, this has been the first palette or quint that did not leak beforehand. Then we have Love It. Yes, nice. Yawn. The world cannot stand any more nude palettes from Natasha Denona. Oh, slightly disagree on that. Done to death but handy for travel. Sad beige. I'm not mad. Pretty but boring. I know it's boring neutrals, but I can't see myself using it every day actually. This is, I think, exactly what she was planning to do with this palette. Then, nope, nope, and nope, I have the Be Perfect Ultimates. Very happy with that, thank you. You really like that? I think everything Be Perfect eyeshadow-wise does, aside from the Carnival series, is just shit. But I only tried 1 or 2 palettes outside of the Carnival. But if you're happy with the Ultimates, honestly, you definitely need that. Why not a white matte? Getting more use of the palette then? I disagree with that. I don't think that a white matte would really give more use because this is a neutral palette. A white matte can manipulate to a pastel tone, and this is, I don't think that this is what this palette is intending to be. This super light matte in here that I would say like eggshelly bone color is perfect actually to even manipulate the black. A white would be too harsh for that. Boring. I think the white makes it pop and look clean, but overall it's very reminiscent of Urban Decay. Okay. What the hell is this? Perfect for mature neutral lovers who do their makeup on the go. What does this have to do with mature people? Nothing. Hate but neat. Interesting. Then the basicest range ever, and people are still hyped. This is what happens when there's too much money and less education. Ooh, that's a hot take. Then we have Biba palette in matte, and the last one is it's perfect for corporate travel makeup. I do want to disagree on that last point, but I think that's a very personal thing because for me, this is also corporate makeup. I wear to corporate work whatever I want, and I do work in a corporate now, and nobody bats an eye on this. But everybody's taste is different, everybody's thing is different. Should not be here a discussion now about this. I respect all your opinions. I agree on a lot of the viewpoints. I think this is kind of a nice move, and I am so close on picking this up when it lands on Sephora. But the thing is, when I then look tomorrow, I just know that because this is what happened since this launched. Every other day that I look at this, I feel like, yeah, I might need this. And on the other days, I'm like, you know what? Why should I buy this? And honestly, why should I buy this? This is, for me, let's be real here, not the right quint. And say it with me, Ella, you don't need that quint. You are just tempted because, and I think that is now a very big point that not only applies to me, but I think to a lot of people. Tempted because you see the artistry that Natasha Denona does with this. And that is actually the point that gets me with Natasha Denona palettes all the time. I think they're boring as hell in a lot of cases, but as soon as I see her using this on the models, I'm like, guess I need that palette. And honestly, this speaks a lot for the brand itself and for who's behind that brand, because when a palette does sell to me, not only for the visuals, but it sells to me when I see how this is professionally used to create eye looks, speaks for the brand. So I want to highlight that, but I also wanna show you that this can also be the point where you're like, okay, I need that, while you in reality do not need this. So I am tempted, very big thing to acknowledge. I'm tempted because of the looks that Natasha creates. I'm not tempted by the palette itself. And I can recreate the looks that Natasha does. I mean, not that I would do them, honestly, look at me, but I can do them with my shadows that I already have. And I probably have from Natasha Denona. Then we have something that caused a bit of trouble in the community last week, and that was this announcement by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. She says, my PR model is going to be changing a bit in 2025. This is a choice I've been sitting on for a while, but I'm going to be taking a route that's way less about reviews and affiliated sales and one-time use and more about artistry. working / pro MUAs, legitimate art-based content creation and photography, innovative and creative use of makeup. Just wanted you all to know. It's nothing personal at all, just something I've been feeling pulled to do for the brand. So, why did this cause so much discussion? I want to be honest with you. I wrote a message to Blend Bunny, to Maggie. Yeah, I think Maggie is her name. I sometimes mix up the name of the brand owner, so please don't take that personal. I wrote her a message saying that, in my opinion, this leaves a very, very bitter taste in not only the mouth of influencers that were affiliated or are still affiliated and get PR from the brand, but also in the taste of a customer. I myself never got PR from Blend Bunny. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not even affected by this. But on my point of view, why this leaves a very bitter taste is that in 2024 and also in 2023, Blend Bunny used the reach of influencers to grow the brand, to gain more access to different resellers in different parts of the world, to land collaborations with very, very talented and very, very successful and highly watched people in the influencer space. While, for example, someone like Robert Welsh, I know he's a makeup artist, but he's also an influencer, mainly at this point. Alice Atlantis, yes, he is a makeup artist that won the first season of Glow Up BBC in the UK, but he's also an influencer at the end of the day. The other one, the Little Miss Never Misses or so, the collection, I sadly don't know the name anymore. I don't know if the collaboration person, if she's a professional MUA, not sure about that. But also the last one with Lynn, I think was her name. I don't know if she's a makeup artist. But all of the collabs that I have in my mind now were mainly with influencers. And to be honest, the bitter taste that this leaves is that she used the reach and the engagement of the influencers to grow the brand, to grow a certain budget, to develop the brand, and now it feels like she's ditching them. On the other hand, I do understand that move, and I do understand that she wants to take a step back from this consumerism and from sending out PR to people that just use the palette once for a review and then never speak about this again. Fully understandable on my side. That was also what Maggie, hopefully her name is Maggie, but what Blend Bunny answered me in the DMs. She wrote me that she sometimes sends out PR that is not even used by the people and that this does not feel good. And I am fully on her side with that. But the whole way that this is communicated, the whole way that this is shown to the community gives off ungrateful brat. I know that this sounds super harsh. Please keep in mind, I'm not affected by this. So I couldn't care less if she sends out PR to influencers or not. I don't care. I don't care for the affiliate codes. I don't care for the PR, because on the product side, I love Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I think they have great eyeshadows. You saw my rankings. I have Blend Bunny eyeshadows high up in the ranking. I adore their products. They have their weaknesses, yes they do, but they're constantly also improving. The best shimmers, for example, in my opinion, have been in the Longing. Cannot speak about the releases after that, so I haven't tried them, but in total, I love the products and I love the thought behind Blend Bunny, although I myself am annoyed by the color coordinated things. But again, the way that this is shared with the community, that there is going to be a change in this, feels very, very ungrateful towards all the influencers who were constantly pushing that. And also this whole, yeah, but just artistry and pro MUAs. When you go through the comments on Blend Bunny, where people are basically criticizing that, a lot of people were saying, yeah, but this is not what I do on a daily basis. This is not what I wear. Some people also say, but I was introduced by the brand through an influencer that does not artsy makeup. That's not editorial. And then her stans, who clearly want to stay on the PR list, they come in and they save Blend Bunny. And they're like, yeah, but editorial does not mean that it has to be super colored. Editorial can be wearable. And Blend Bunny also in the comments itself says then, yeah, editorial can be wearable. That does not mean this and this and that. The fact that this statement causes so much discussion to me just shows that the way she communicated this change was not really thought through. And while I, again, on one hand, completely understand this decision to take a step back from this hyper-consumerism and from this constant pushing things, I am really, really, really shocked by this subtext of ungratefulness. And at the same time now, I haven't screenshotted that, but at the same time where she says she doesn't want to have this like one-time use and just affiliate, she announced in the stories that she has already 2 collections ready. If you as a brand, and I'm not speaking about Blend Bunny now in general, I mean indie brands, if they really want to focus back on artistry, I think at least 80% of that community will be very, very thankful for that. Because for me personally, artistry was the reason why I got into the indie community. And the first thing to focus back on artistry, honestly, step back on the releases. Give your products time to fucking shine. I went to the Blend Bunny website just last week because what I was looking for. If there is a sale, is there like a Christmas sale, an after Christmas sale? Because somewhere here in my head that Robert Welsh collection is just itching the brain. And I thought, if it's discounted like the Machina palette was when I got it, I will do this. I will get it. And it was not, so I didn't purchase anything. But when I scrolled through her products, there was the Robert Welsh collection or the Robert Welsh palette. And on top or below that, doesn't matter, this Little Miss Never Misses collection. And I just kept on scrolling back and forth because they look so similar. Because there's so many shades in the same family, in the same hue, in the same vibe going on. If you want to focus on artistry, Blend Bunny, scale back the releases. Instead of bombarding your community, your customers, your content creators with product releases every other month, scale it down to every 3 months or even every 4 months. Nobody would be mad, and so many people would use the products more. They would really concentrate on these products if they are that type of person. I mean, there are always content creators who are on the consumerism train, and that is completely fine. The internet is big, so many people for so much content. But that's my 2 cents. I don't want to spark a big discussion here. You can, of course, share your view on this. But I, on one hand, totally understand this decision. And at the end, it's her brand. She can do whatever she wants. But on the other hand, there is this bitter taste of ungratefulness. And to be honest, I don't think that my opinion or the opinions of other people who are not the big artists that Blend Bunny wants to attract to. Sorry for that little punch here. That had to be. I don't think that our opinions will change a lot, but I just wanted to say it out loud. I still love the products, but bitter taste. Very, very bitter taste here. And if you think that this was the serious part, I left that for the end of the video. But let's move on now with a new release from Decay. These are the new Face Bond Luminizer Glow Drops. If I understand that correctly, these are basically liquid highlighters in the same packaging that this weird foundation came in, with a little nibble on top. I don't see people using this. I'm a bit confused by the shades because there is one insanely true warm golden, hyper metallic gold is it? Oh my god, that's really, really intense. And what I do like though is there is a highlighter called Space Cowboy and one is called Half Baked. So would you like to apply this on your face? Well, Space Cowboy, probably, but Half Baked and the others, I don't know if there is a darker skin tone where this could work as a highlight. Not too sure. I don't like the overall thing, to be honest. It's just, it's weird. I don't know. It also says could be a liquid bronzer. Way too shimmery for being a liquid bronzer, in my opinion. But that's everybody's love, however they like it. And this this whole formulated with 3% niacinamide. Like, wow. Why do I need to have niacinamide, no matter how many percent, as highlighter? It doesn't matter because my skincare is done already, but I'm in general not a really fan of this. To me, this is just, I don't understand this release, but maybe I'm not the targeted market for that. Moving on to a new release from Benefit. This is the Bounce Bad Girl. It is a new mascara, the Bad Girl Bounce Volumizing Mascara. Fiber bristles deposit formula at the lash line and evenly coat lashes with a custom engineered hybrid brush. Honestly, the Benefit mascara line is so dangerous because I constantly go back to them to be constantly disappointed. The only Benefit mascaras that I really like are the FanFast. I love that mascara. And the Bad Girl Bang, actually, the OG one. That one I do like, but only the minis. Very important. And to be honest, if I find a mini version of that Bad Girl Bounce, I will try that. Clinique came out with highlighters. These are the True Highlight Weightless Illuminators, and they come in these 4 shades as you see here. They are $44 each. That's quite a high price for Clinique, am I right? What the heck? Clinique was more affordable in my opinion. I mean, I haven't bought a Clinique product in a long time. But I remember that the blushes, the blush pops, I think were the names, they were much more affordable than this. I think I paid around 20 bucks here in Germany. So the highlighter, I know this is a weird comparison, but that highlighter now being $44, that means with the current exchange course, 43 or even 44 euro, that's a bit high for Clinique. I consider Clinique the more lower end of high end. Really getting more towards mid-range makeup, and mid in terms of pricing, not in terms of quality. Clinique has awesome items, but $44 seems a bit high in price. Although I do say that the first highlighter here, that is called, I think, Moonlit Pearl or something, that seems to be nice. I think that is a shade that I could wear, but I'm not in the market for a highlighter. Just freshly released the new Dior Forever Nude bronzers and foundations. So let's talk here about the bronzers first. They come in 6 in 8 different shades. So there is basically one shade, and each shade comes in 2 different versions, a matte and a shimmery one. I love that take. Let's be honest, I love that. I don't know what I should think about the packaging because it looks like this mocha mousse Pantone shit, and I honestly assume that it is because of that. I do have one Dior bronzer, but mine is from the Forever line. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronzer in the shade Tan Bronze. It is a really, really good bronzer. I like the quality, but as just said with Clinique, I'm not in the market for a new bronzer right now. And I'm not really sure which shade I should pick because they all look, on the website, very, very, very yellow. And that is a bit concerning. And then there's also the Forever Hydra Glow Foundation. That is a 55% water-based foundation for a glowy finish. That comes in 20 different shades. And if I was in the market for a new foundation, I think that is one that I would consider. I decluttered most of my Dior foundations last year or here in this year 2024 because of the shade. 0N is just too yellow for me, although it says it's a neutral shade. Here in the swatch picture, it looks like it could match, but I'm not really sure. I do have the stick foundation, and in that one I wear 00. That is a tad bit too light again, so maybe something to mix, maybe not. But again, I'm not in the market for a new foundation, so I can easily skip that. But to be honest, I think a water-based, fresh-looking foundation sounds appealing to me. And the last thing that we have is the new collaboration between Courtney, Quarantine, and Mop Beauty. They come out with the Grunge Core collection that has a deep, intense, rich, warm bronzes, copper tones, but no yellow gold, and true deep reds, not pink, coral, or orange. So this is basically just like a mood board that they have here. And then here in the next slide, we have a little bit of inspiration, like Gerard, I don't know his last name, from My Chemical Romance. His look, his red eyeshadow look was just the fucking thing. I love that. I still love that. I still listen to My Chemical Romance every now and then. I am somehow tempted by this collection, but I never tried Mop Beauty. Whenever I see people talk about Mop Beauty, they constantly praise the stuff, and I'm like, that is so sus. You can't be that good. Why is there no critical review? But when you look up Mop Beauty on Reddit, for example, there are very, very good reviews saying that they love the products, but there are very critical reviews too, because the clay shadows, for example, these are the creams, and creams are not suitable for everybody's eyes, and not everybody wants to have a cream. But if I see that correctly here, there are powder matte shadows, so maybe this could be maybe having some powders. Will I buy this? No, I won't. I have so many red eyeshadow. I have so many other eyeshadows that I can and recreate this grunge core. Although is this really grunge? Hot take here, but to me, the grunge makeup is kajal liner smeared everywhere, very, very blended out. That's grunge. I mean, when you Google grunge makeup, yes, you do have this very, very blown out black eyeshadow with some vampy, smoky purple to it. Yes, I see some mocha shades. I do see the aesthetic that this is going for. Let's just say that, because I think grunge is just something that cannot be put down and nailed down to one shade. Grunge is a whole vibe, and I get grungy vibes, so let me take everything back. I think it nailed it. For me, for my feelings, it nailed it, but again, nothing that I will buy. So I'm back in the center. I said we're going to end the video with a very serious note, and whew, this is going to be the last time that I will talk about this brand, and after that, I don't want to see anything about this brand on my channel again. Let me just make that statement clear. In the past weeks, I would say, like throughout the ELLAMAS series, I every now and then got comments on, have I seen the Ensley Rain stuff? Why don't I talk about Ensley Rain? People keep on sending me the Ensley Rain stuff. They forward me the new releases from Ensley Rain. And if you are not in the makeup community so deeply integrated as I am, and you are not constantly following up with the drama and shit, let me tell you what happened. First of all, Ensley Rain and the AI thing, I talked about this already. I have a big problem with that, and to me the whole brand just turned into clowns after they said, oh, we are going to hire artists, and then they tagged the artists, and it took us 2 seconds to find out that the artists they hired are doing AI stuff. She basically bought clip art from Etsy. She hired through Fiverr 3 artists for her latest palette, and they all 3 claim that they do AI art. So that's just so not. I don't want to waste my energy on that. But in the past week, something else has happened, and it came to public that the brand Ensley Rain, through the brand profile Ensley Rain Cosmetics on Instagram, liked and interacted with posts of transphobic content creators. There is one very specific one, I think RFK or something is his name. I didn't look this profile up, so a lot of my information is based on Reddit. I link you all the threads down below because there are some great people in the Beauty Guru Chatter sub who just screenshotted everything, who made all the info. So I will link it down below for you so you can read everything. There are some content creators who took a very deep dive into that, like Deandra Nicole. I know that as Andromeda, they talked about this too, and let me just say that Ensley Rain got called out for that. They posted an apology where I'm pretty sure that this is AI written, and then they also posted a statement, which was not an apology at all, but they basically said, yeah, tell us how we can support the, the community, and there is no apology. Why do I now talk about this? I don't want to see things of Ensley Rain here on this space of the internet. I am very fine with all of you disagreeing with me on makeup products. That's completely nice. What I like, you might hate. What you like, I might hate. And that's okay to disagree over colored powders. But when it comes to human rights and to the most normal thing ever, identifying as what you live the best way for you for, is this is the line. And I am not accepting transphobic shits here in my space. I will delete your comment, I will block you. I don't want to deal with this. The statement that Ensley Rain put up was just even more shocking for me, because I went into the comments, because of course I want to see how do others react to this, and so many comments there. So many people were commenting under that statement how they don't understand why people make such a big deal out of this. Do you know why people make such a big deal out of this, Ensley fuck Rain? Because this is not okay. Why does this matter to you? Why does this matter to anyone on this planet? What somebody is identifying as? Who the fuck cares? I get always looked at super weird when I say I don't care for your gender. I just don't care for that. The gender, the social gender, what people identify as, and the sexuality, whatnot, is just so not interesting to me when it comes to a human. I couldn't care less for that. I don't care if you're female, male, or, as I like to say sometimes, paint yourself green and identify as slime. If you're a decent human, if you are nice to me, if we can have a good chat, if I, before my husband of course, maybe even felt attracted to you in a sexual way, I didn't care for gender. I never did, and I never will. And the fact that a brand like Ensley Rain, who is in general just the biggest clown in this community, in this makeup community that she thinks she's in, that she interacts with people who think it is okay to say that this is not natural, that this is something that we have to fight against, that this is something that is forbidden, makes me want to throw up directly in the face of this useless human behind the brand. And the fact that they try to wash it down and be like, oh, this is not what we stand for. No, bitch. This is exactly what you stand for. This is exactly that. And you can support whatever brand you like, but I kindly ask you to fuck off if you support Ensley Rain. That does not mean, and that was a question that I got when I ranted about this on Instagram, if you have palettes from this brand and you now just found out about this and you are as shocked and maybe even sad as a lot of us in this community are, nobody says that you should now burn them, that you should now throw them away, because in terms of being not wasteful, this would be the wrong way. But there is a big difference between I have this product now, but I do not support the brand, but I use it because I already spent my money on it. And I have this product now and I actively come online and say, look at my eye look made with Ensley Rain Cosmetics, hashtag best eyeshadows ever. Big, big difference between those two. If you think what Ensley Rain interacted with is fine, please go away. My space here of the internet is a safe space for everybody, no matter what you identify as, no matter who you are loving, no matter how you live. I don't know what else to say about this because I just will talk myself into a rage here, but I wanted to just say something. I also want to say that I am beyond impressed that content creators like Betty Jean and also Angelica Ninquist came out with statements saying that they are canceling their affiliation with Ensley Rain. That is, at least when it comes to Angelica Ninquist, something that I didn't expect. So I am very, very happy that she did so, because she has a big impact on the beauty community and the indie community. And my wish for 2025 is that this was the final death now of Enshit Rain. I need to calm down now because I have a lot more to film today. When it comes to the new makeup releases, what do you think about them? Are you fine with them? Are you in the need? I know it kind of killed the mood, but I just had to get this off my chest. So you know what? Let's just end the video here. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out the rest of ELLAMAS and what's coming in January. If you're bored and you missed some ELLAMAS videos, there are a playlist and they're all in the playlist link down below. Thank you so much if you're a decent human being and if you're here, and I'll see you tomorrow.